Come in, Professor.
You think you know me, Mr. Holmes?
Why not? You called upon me once before. On that occasion, your face was completely covered with surgical bandages. But your arrival coincided with the same removal of Watson and Mrs. Hudson. You were a little more original in your methods last time. Today, I recognize the symptoms. I was expecting you, Moriarty.
How clever of you, Holmes.
Yes. Won't you take off your scarf, Professor? Yes, perhaps you're right. This room is rather draughty. Shall we sit down?
I'm afraid my method of getting rid of Watson and Mrs. Hudson was a trifle crude. But I had a sudden impulse, and anyhow it served its purpose.
Except that our interview will be a brief one. Watson will have read my note in the taxi, telling him to ignore the call and come back here in 5 minutes.
In that case, I will be brief. On the 4th of May, 1928, you crossed my path. A dangerous thing to do, Holmes. 8 months later, to be exact, the 20th of January, 1929, you incommoded me seriously.
Yes, you made a bad slip in 1929, didn't you? Nearly had you, Professor.
And now I find you so constantly in my way that it would be better for me if you were removed. Perhaps what I have to say has already crossed your mind.
Possibly my answer may have crossed yours.
You stand fast?
Absolutely.
A great pity, Holmes. I have a great respect for your mentality. A great pity. You're getting in the way of a great organization, the full extent of which even you, with all your cleverness, cannot realize. You wish to put me in the dock. You never will. If you destroy me, rest assured I shall do as much for you.
That's very interesting, Professor, but your 5 minutes are up. I fancy I hear the arrival of Watson. May I offer you a piece of advice? Never give way to sudden impulses. They're even more dangerous to you than I am.
I read your note, Holmes. I beg your pardon. Did you come to see me?
Your friend is in great danger.